An experimental drug developed by Eli Lilly to treat patients with Alzheimer's disease failed a trial test, sending the company's stock plunging. Here with more is WSJ Health and Science Deputy Bureau Chief Jeanne Whalen. Jeanne, thanks so much. A lot of hopes and dreams were pinned on the success of these trials, not just for Lilly, but for the entire sector.
Yeah, this has been sort of the main area of Alzheimer's research that this drug was focused on. It was one of the last big drug trials in this particular zone of research, and the fact that it has failed means that the industry really needs to sort of reevaluate, I think, where it's putting its money.
Absolutely. Why do you think the industry was so hopeful, though? Because 2 previous drug trials had also failed. Is that correct?
2 previous trials of this drug failed, yes. And so Lilly then decided to conduct this most recent trial in an earlier stage of the disease, so in patients with very mild forms of the disease, hoping that the drug might be able to prevent the progression of the disease if treatment was started early enough, but that did not work.
And for a smaller group as well? They looked at a smaller group?
They looked at a sort of narrower slice of the disease,
right.
Yes, people with very mild forms of the disease. But this is one in many failures in the amyloid treating amyloid, which is the plaque that gathers in the brain in Alzheimer's patients.
So was there anything hopeful in the results, or it pretty much failed?
They haven't published a full set of results yet. They just put out a press release kind of saying the main goal of the trial failed. It failed to slow cognitive decline. So
right.
We'll know more when they publish an actual paper in a medical journal with the full results.
And so what does this failure mean for the rest of the industry? They've certainly had a hard time of it lately.
They've, well, particularly in Alzheimer's, it means, there have been tens of billions of dollars probably invested, not just by the industry, but also by the federal government and others, in trying to attack this plaque that gathers in the brain of Alzheimer's patients, amyloid. And while there still may be a way to continue to use that research in some sort of treatment mode down the line, it looks like the industry really needs to look at other aspects of the disease that may be really causing its progression.
It seems as if science needs to catch up before the drug industry can really do anything. Almost scientists don't really understand it enough at this point.
Yeah, I mean, one of the main problems with this and many other diseases really is that the biology of the disease isn't well known enough. So there does definitely need to be more basic research into what causes Alzheimer's. And there are lots of other theories, and there is lots of money going into that,
Sure.
but it's going to take a lot of time.
And it could be certainly the mother lode for the drug industry that is able to capitalize on it. Something like an estimated 5 million Americans suffer from Alzheimer's?
Right, about 5 million Americans, and certainly many more, tens of millions of people around the world have the disease. And it is one of the most costly and debilitating diseases in the Western world now with our aging population. So sure, when somebody does finally crack the code or begin to crack the code, there could be a lot of money in it.
Yeah, I saw an estimate of 20 billion, perhaps.
Right, a drug that truly did slow cognitive decline could bring in that much money a year, is what analysts estimate.
So it's probably unlikely the drug companies will stop trying.
No, I think they will continue trying. It's just this particular zone of research. This is one of kind of the final nails in the coffin for this slice of research where a lot of money and attention has been focused for the last decade.
Disappointing on many levels for the patients and for the industry. Jeanne Whalen, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.